Hello, this is Bill Steffen, and hey, I am excited for the second night in a row. We've got a thunder shower in progress here over the Grand Rapids area. So if you hear a little grumbling in the background, that's not my stomach. That is some thunder outside, and we're looking for more rain. We picked up about an inch and a half of rain here at my place Saturday night, and it was most welcome. That was more. We saw more rain in 2 hours Saturday night than we had seen in the previous month combined. So pretty interesting. All right, let's take a look at the interesting first slide. This is the start of the autumn season. The astronomical autumn equinox is today. It says on the graphic 1:19, but that's Central Time, so it's 2:19 our time here. Equinox, that word means equal night in Latin, and daylight continues to shrink at the rate of about 3 minutes per day, or almost 3 minutes per day. Today, the sun is directly overhead at solar noon over the equator. And every place on the Earth gets approximately 12 hours of daylight. Now, that varies a little bit just by a few minutes because we measure sunset from the last tip of the sun disappearing and sunrise from the first tip of the sun appearing. So we don't measure it right from the middle of the sun as it comes up, and that takes a couple of minutes there. All right, let's take a look at weather here for a little bit. We got a lot to talk about. Here's how much rain fell here. One spot in Grand Rapids had 1.85 inches. Granville over an inch and a half. Same with Fenville. There was some minor wind damage there. There were about 5,000 customers that lost power due to some strong winds that were anywhere from 40 to about 55, 60 miles an hour tops. On the graphic on the right, you can see the yellow right there in that graphic indicating where the heaviest rain fell, and that was in some places up to an inch and a half. So it's not enough to totally completely end the drought, but I'm sure that many of the plants out there certainly appreciated it. Let's go on then and talk about what's going on now. First of all, here's a look at some of the severe reports here from Saturday evening. 57-mile-an-hour wind at Zeeland, 51 at Coopersville. We had 53 at Holland. That was the regional airport. Almost 50 at Kent City. We had a 50-mile-an-hour gust at GVSU out at Allendale. They have a weather station out there. And we had some hail reported at Marcellus and Cass County, also GVSU, Kent City, and at Berrien Springs. And we'll get a final total in for the rain that's falling here this Sunday night into Monday for you as well. Okay, look at high temperatures on Sunday. Isn't that a pretty picture? That is, the boat's kind of perfectly positioned there, right, kind of even with the sun rays bouncing off the lake. That was sitting in the Muskegon Channel here Sunday afternoon. Coldwater, the warmest spot Sunday at 81, Kalamazoo at 79. Pretty good temperature difference across the area, with the 81 at Coldwater and down at the bottom 68 at Cadillac. South Haven Pier made it to 73. The City of Grand Rapids Airport here, Ford Airport, made it to 75. Battle Creek at 77. On we go, and here's our sunrise and sunset time. Daylight still shrinking at a pretty rapid rate, 12 hours and 9 minutes today. Average high and low, 72 and 51. You'll see that drop fairly precipitously as we get into October. Record high temperature was 95 in 2017. We had, I think, 5 days in a row, if I remember right, that were in the low to mid 90s back in 2017. And the record low temperature, 33 in 1976. That turned out to be a pretty cold winter. And that winter of 76, 77, I think tying for the coldest winter we had of the 20th century. Taking a look at the lake forecast here, winds will turn southwest off the lake and should kick up to about 10 to 15 knots in the afternoon, probably a little less than that in the morning. Waves in general around a foot. Water temperatures have dipped a degree or two in the last 24 hours, down to 65 there at Port Sheldon. And the high temperature here in the mid-70s, coolest day we've had since September 9th. We've had a warm stretch of weather. And look at all the boats in the channel. Wow, a lot of people out enjoying that. The boating season certainly extends into early fall here when the lake water temperatures are warmer than they often are in late May and early June. All right, let's thank one of our sponsors. Listen to this message from Complete Care Concierge.
Need a fast, efficient, and affordable cleaning service? Complete Care Concierge has you covered. Serving all of West Michigan, we offer one-time, daily, weekly, and bi-weekly cleans, plus move in, move out. We also service apartment hallways and laundry rooms. Our work is guaranteed, gift cards are available, and we even clean on weekends. There's no better way to say I love you than giving a tired mom a break from dishes and laundry. Are you a busy professional? Pamper yourself by taking vacuuming and dusting off your plate. Office manager, keep your business looking and feeling its very best. Call 616-264-1397 today for a spotless space and total peace of mind.
I just turned around and checked. We've had 11/100ths of an inch of rain so far this Sunday night. Here's a look at severe weather reports for Sunday. And as you can see, we've got a little bit of wind damage that occurred just to the west and southwest of Chicago. McHenry County, Will County reporting a little bit of minor wind damage. There were 39 severe reports, no tornadoes. That was good. 19 severe hail reports, including 2-inch hail at Melissa, Texas, Valley View, Texas, and New Richmond, Minnesota. And there were 20 wind damage reports, including a chicken coop that went flying in Sanger, Texas. Poor chickens. I don't know if they were in the chicken coop or not, but chickens tend to survive more than you might think in severe weather situations where they have some damage to their pleasant home. All right, on we go here, and we'll talk a little bit about severe weather today. We are in the light green, and the light green indicates a non-severe storm is possible, and that's what we've been getting here tonight. No severe weather with this, but a grumble of thunder in the distance here. A couple of yellow areas out in the plain states where there's a slight risk. That's a level 2, and that's from southwest Iowa down into Oklahoma. Main threat would be isolated wind damage with any storms that do develop here this afternoon and overnight. And then for Tuesday, we've got, again, the chance for an isolated thunder shower in lower Michigan, not in the UP. Better chance for severe weather is down there where Oklahoma, Texas, and Arkansas come together. There may be a little bit of wind damage and hail down in those areas. Taking a look at how much rain is going to fall across the area here. Look at that gigantic area of yellow and red. That's over a 3-day period, and that's anywhere from 1 to 4 inches of rain expected there, and that covers a large portion of the area from Oklahoma all the way up into northwestern Pennsylvania. It's still raining down in South Florida, where some places have had over 15 inches of rain so far this month. Very little severe weather down there, and you can see that there's more showers in California and Arizona. Moisture from tropical systems has been pumping up into the southwest and giving them some opportunities for some showers and certainly some clouds to cool them off and some very moist air. They've had dew points in the low to mid 70s out there in places where the dew points are often in the 20s and 30s this time of year. Again, there could be a shower in like, say, Los Angeles here come tomorrow afternoon. And taking a look at the rainfall in our area here over the next 3 days, more rain as you go south, less rain as you go north, where there could be just 1/10 of an inch. And down to the south could be as much as 1/2 to 1 inch down toward the Indiana border. Okay, tropical update for you. We've got Hurricane Gabrielle, which has been intensifying, and the Hurricane Center has really nailed the path of where this storm is going. It's been perfect so far, and they've got it turning, making a pretty sharp curve to the east of Bermuda. So Bermuda gets some pretty high surf there. And by the way, a hurricane even that far out from the United States is going to increase the waves from Florida all the way on up, probably all the way to Cape Cod. So they certainly worth watching that activity there. Anybody that might be doing any boating or swimming off the East Coast. I wouldn't worry about that second X right there. That's only a 20% chance of development. On the right side, you can see the path that the storm will take. It will remain a hurricane for a while, and then weaken to a tropical storm. And then in the western United States, we're keeping an eye on Tropical Storm Narda, which is producing a wind that would pump moisture up toward the southwest desert areas. It's only a tropical storm. I know it's fairly close to the Mexican coast, but that basically is kind of a breezy, rainy day with showers for the western Mexican coast, like Acapulco, places like that, and not a real damaging storm. Now, let's move on to where the damaging storms are going to be. We've talked about this for a few days right now. There are 2 major hurricanes, also known as typhoons, in the western Pacific Ocean. On the left, we have Regasa. And look at the well-defined eye on that storm. That's going to pass right in between Luzon and Taiwan. And give both of those areas pretty nasty weather, but they will be spared the absolute worst of the storm. We have Neoguri, which is going to move toward Japan and then start moving away from Japan. I don't think that's going to be an issue, but pretty big storm. We'll have to watch that one too. Back to Regasa. Let's take a look at the path of Regasa. And as I mentioned before, now I know this is on the other side of the world, but some of you have interests over here. This is going to be a pretty nasty storm for Hong Kong because the wind is going to be out of the east. And that means they get storm surge. They're going to get a fairly strong wind, which could down trees and wires. You certainly want to stay away from coastal areas where there'll be a significant storm surge. Heavy rain will fall as the storm continues past Haikou and heading over toward the north part of Vietnam over there. So you can see the path of the storm north of Luzon, south of Taiwan, and then into China. And that's where the most significant damage will occur from this storm. On we go, back to weather here in our area here. Chance of a shower or thunder shower today, but not an all-day rain. Much of the day it won't be raining. Near average temperatures for a change will be in the low to mid 70s here, and then partly to mostly cloudy skies, not as much sunshine as we've been used to seeing here for a while. And taking a look at some temperatures here on the day today, I think we'll see readings in the low to mid 70s. I've got the chance of rain at any one spot at 50% during the daylight hours. I could have gone 60%, I guess. There'll be scattered showers, maybe a thunder shower. Humidity a bit higher, wind southwest 5 to 15 miles an hour during the afternoon. And taking a look at the high temperatures across the area today, a lot of mid 70s. Very warmer at 78. Southwest wind there won't be coming in off the lake. Up in the UP, we got some upper 60s, but up there it should be a pretty decent day. Chance of rain up across the UP is only about 30%. And then we go to Tuesday, and temperatures on Tuesday will be a couple degrees warmer, probably about 76 or 77. And again, pretty uniform temperatures. It'll be in the low 70s up as far as Traverse City. And mid 60s, just a touch cooler up across the Lake Superior shoreline Tuesday afternoon. 5-day forecast looks like this. So we got the chance of rain each day for you, 50-60% today, 40% Tuesday, 60% on Wednesday. Good chance for a shower or thunder shower there, and still 30% on Thursday. So certainly a wetter pattern that we have seen here for a while, but no all-day rains expected here. There'll be plenty of time to get out and about. And you can see temperatures are still a couple of degrees warmer than average for this time of year. Friday looks partly sunny, and the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, looking real nice. I think we'll see temperatures low 70s and a good amount of sunshine for next Saturday and Sunday. Last weekend in September looking good. The 8 to 14-day outlook updated every day still keeps us in the above average category, and that is true for the entire United States. I kind of, wink when I see the entire United States. They don't expect a single pixel of near normal there anywhere. I don't know if that's going to be the case or not. But in any case, the overall warm pattern, there is cooler air building up in northern Canada and in Alaska, but it's staying up there, and no sign of that coming down. We've had years like this before where we've had warmer than average weather in September and early October, and then it turns out to be a pretty cold winter. Last year, January was pretty cold, and as I mentioned before, a lot of the factors that we look at haven't changed much since last year. So if you're wondering what this winter is going to look like, last winter is probably a good starting point. We had, we were about a foot below average in terms of snowfall for Grand Rapids, but our average is on the high side. I think if we were to go out 1,000 years, we'd be seeing average snowfall here a little bit less than what the average is stated right now. But there'll be plenty of winter weather out there if you want to get that season ski pass and get ready to enjoy winter here in West Michigan. All right, let's see what we have here for rainfall below average. That's been the pattern. So as I've mentioned here all through the summer, be grateful for what rain you get. And it is definitely raining outside. I can hear it splashing out there. Kind of fun sitting here on the porch listening to the thunder grumble in the distance and the rain coming down outside. Okay, let's see what interesting information we've got here from Alex and from Michelle. Tony sent in this picture of the Fallisburg Bridge. When I first came here to Grand Rapids, I was interested in the Fallisburg covered bridge, and I actually drove out there one day so I could see it. Spent a day out there, a little picnic, and reading a book out there. But very interesting and very, very pleasant if you haven't seen it before. It's kind of a one-lane bridge, so you kind of have to keep an eye on that. Let's go to the next slide here. I think we have one more of the Fallisburg Bridge. It opened in 1871, named after the Fallis brothers, who settled the area in 1837. Open to vehicles, but damaged by a cement truck in 2013. Yeah, not a good idea to take the cement truck through the bridge there. Got to watch those bridge specifications. We've had several vehicles that have hit bridges here in the Grand Rapids area. That one bridge south of Grand Rapids on 131 has been hit several times. Okay, what else we got here for you? From Dave Verhoeven up north. He's got a happy little bubbling, gurgling creek going by. I think this is up in the UP, if I'm not mistaken. He was up by Craig State Park. A lot to see up there. If I had more time, I would probably spend more time hiking around the UP. It's a great place to be during the summertime, and if you like snow in the wintertime as well. All right, let's go on to the next one here. We've got from John Doherty, a nice picture of the clouds. Sun's still fairly high in the sky this time of year. We're still getting a reasonable amount of daylight. Once we get into November, then the sun is fairly low on the sky, and we start seeing the effects of that as it really gets cold up in Canada, and that cold air tends to come on down. We got more storms during November too as well, the gales of November they call it. But pleasant picture there, as you can see. A little bit of a cloud going across there from left to right across the area. It might be a jet contrail. Really interesting looking picture. Thank you, John, for that. And do we have one from John Scully? Yes, we do. Sunday, somebody was out with the chalk over in the Muskegon area. 2025, Sunday it is. And we've had a lot of Sundays around here of late. But like I said, I think partly mostly cloudy will be the rule here for much of the next several days or so. I think we are done, aren't we? I think we're back here. You see the picture of me with the snow here in a second. There I am. I hope you have yourself a fantastic day today. Don't forget you can check us out anytime on our YouTube channel. That's Bill Steffen 616. Have yourself a great day and a good week ahead.